Welcome to another episode, everyone. Here are 5 ways that CHOMOs are able to survive prison. Many people believe that as soon as a CHOMO, a pedo, hits the prison yard, that he's going to be killed. Oftentimes, this is true. They are unalived as soon as they hit a prison yard, but sometimes they are able to get away. 1, they have a lot of protective custody yards in these prisons these days. Some prisons are all PC. /PC means protective custody. Many of them are all protective custody yards. They are protecting these these CHOMOs. You cannot get to them, or it's hard to get to them if they are on a protective custody yard. It's nearly impossible. Someone on the protective custody yard would be the one to have to take care of them. So as soon as these CHOMOs hit the yard these days, and even back in the days, they automatically go to a protective custody yard immediately, fresh off the bus, in order to make sure to preserve their lives. If they hit a main line, go to a general population yard, they will be attacked and killed immediately. Knowing this, most of them ask for protection, and you would think that the police are not necessarily going to protect a CHOMO, but many of these individuals are CHOMOs as well. That's one of the ways that the CHOMOs get away. They're in prison and make it out in one piece, though they should not. Number 2, they produce fake paperwork, does a CHOMO. In the same way that a snitch has been known to produce fake paperwork. They have their lawyers or whomever draw it up and pretend as if they're in there for this sort of case, when in fact they're in there for a dastardly case. But if you're not doing your homework, calling home, doing a direct investigation on this particular individual, then sometimes he can slip through the cracks, pretending to be someone he is not, tough, has tattoos, a gang member, may even be a shot caller there in prison. But the entire time, he's a CHOMO in there for a grisly crime. But his paperwork reflects that he's in there for something totally different. And he's able to slip through the cracks. This has happened. People have not found out until later on that this individual was a pedo the whole time. And he slipped through, and they were upset about it. Number 3, everyone in prison is not a killer. There are a lot of good people in prison who just got caught up in a situation, committed a crime. And most people that are in prison are not in there for some sort of killing, a murder. They're in there for a different sort of a non-violent crime. And though they don't like CHOMOs, they don't necessarily want to get involved. You can catch time, you can catch a case. You can be attacked, you can lose your life when you're approaching one of them. Any of this stuff can happen. So you're putting yourself in a predicament, potentially in a situation. But that just doesn't hold most individuals back, particularly if you're from a gang or whatever, and you live by the codes of the prison yard, then oftentimes these individuals are just going to be attacked no matter what the situation is. But again, sometimes they're able to escape if they land somewhere on a particular yard where these individuals are disinclined to catch more time, to catch an assault charge, to go to the hole in the shoe program for years on end, then they will not do it. And the CHOMO is able to, once again, to slip through the cracks and make it home. Number 4, the country itself protects pedophiles. As we know, the Epstein files are full of these individuals who have committed these crimes. One cursory look at the history of this country, and you will realize that these crimes, these predatory crimes against children, are as American pie. This is just business as usual. And so they have laws now. Look how they're protecting Donald Trump and the Epstein files, and Howard Lutnick and Elon Musk and everyone else that frequents the Epstein files, because they protect abusers here in this country and cover up for their gruesome crimes. But they do the same thing for these CHOMOs because Hollywood is full of them, the judges, the prosecutors, everyone. That's why these individuals end up getting a slap on the wrist. And some of them, even when they enter prison, don't come to a high security, maximum security prison because they don't have that much time. They got 2 years, 1 year, 3 years, probation for abusing these children because America doesn't look at it as a gruesome, dastardly crime. You can get 25 years in prison in California for stealing a candy bar. But you commit a crime against a child and you will find a judge telling you that you don't deserve any time because you have a good family background and a good family history. So the country itself protects CHOMOs. And the prison system oftentimes protect them as well. And then which brings me to number 5, and that is that they made laws even to protect CHOMOs. Do you know that you can get charged with a hate crime for attacking a pedophile? You get charged with a hate crime. Imagine that. They protect them more than they protect your children. These individuals who go around abusing children, diaper dashing, they're protecting them, and they will protect them and hit you with a hate crime if you attack one of them based on their crime, based on the fact that they are predators. If this is the reason that you attack them, you can get a hate crime. People know this, and with this in mind, sometimes they back off of these individuals. So for these reasons here, these individuals are able to survive prison. Again, most of the time, if you come to prison for one of these crimes, you're going to be attacked. Someone's going to take the lead and attack you. But there are ways that these individuals have slipped through the cracks before. Fake paperwork, protected by the system. They automatically go to a protective custody yard as soon as they get to prison. They don't even take any chances. But you have individuals who have taken that chance, who have said, I'm going to hit the main line. I have paperwork right here that indicates I'm in here for 5 murders. I'm tattooed up. I'm a reputable individual. Everyone knows who I am. They're going to believe me. They're going to believe this, that this is why I'm in here. They're not going to do any further investigation and thus blow my cover. And they hit the main line and take their chances. Sometimes they are eventually exposed, sometimes not, as I said, until later on. So not every chomo is taken out when they hit the yard in prison. If it's a famous case, a public case, of course, there's no escape. Everyone in prison knows who you are and they're waiting on you. But, if it sort of flew under the radar, and you just happen to hit a prison yard, there are thousands of people there, there's a chance that you can slip through if you stay low key. You have some fake paperwork indicating that you're in here for a different crime, but it's different now. It's harder now to escape because of the cell phones that these individuals have there in prison. They do their own homework. They run your name. They track down your court case, all of that. So trying to get through with fake paperwork now, these days, is tough. But back in the days, this is indeed what individuals were doing in order to escape retribution for their crimes. So that's just some of the ways that chomos are able to survive prison and make it home. But again, not everyone is so fortunate enough to survive and make it home, chomo or not, but particularly a chomo. For the most part, when they hit prison, they're cooked. They're done. You can put a fork in them. But again, some of them are rather sly and slick. They have ways to beat the system. But for the most part, they're just going to go to protective custody in order to protect themselves and hopefully save their lives. Many of them go to isolation. They won't even go to protective custody because a lot of them dudes in protective custody are in there for a different reason, for snitching or something. But they still don't like chomos. They just snitch, but they don't like chomos. And so they will end up attacking one of these individuals. They're on a protective custody yard. The chomos understand this, particularly the sicker ones, and the more public situations. They go to total isolation where they cannot have a cellie. They don't go to the yard with anyone. They go to the yard, once every 3 or 4 days for 1 hour in some little section out on the yard, between some walls, inside of a cage, what have you, alone. And they are alone like this for years. Isolation, isolated for many years with no cellie. When they are afforded rec time, which is rare, they are alone out there on the rec yard. They can have no one around them at all for any reason at any time. Even these individuals are sometimes still in danger because there are ways in prison to get to you. But for the most part, they are protected. And that's how some of them survive a prison yard. Stay safe and stay free, people.